me that na a major function na diocese, Obiefuna spends time na this chapel there, waiting to receive the word of the Lord for the people. He waits on the word. Contemplative spirituality is essential even for our ministry of preaching. Not amamife Atansi. Kokuchuku bulo okuchuku. Man okuchuku ga-abụ okuchuku ma ọ bụ n'ikwelu first of all ka okuchuku lụọ ọlụ n'ime onye anwa. And that's why waiting on the word of God was an essential aspect of Obiefuna's contemplative spirituality. I've said quite a lot on this. And then I come to the final moment where we start to draw a bit of implication from Obiefuna's contemplative spirituality. I'll be returning back to some of the things I knew. The first inspiration from Obiefuna's contemplative spirituality to start appreciating discipleship as disciples of Christ as a life of being and transparency. Discipleship was a life of being, or just a life of doing. And that is the kind of face we need to show our people in these critical times. I know we are all overwhelmed by the present crisis, and often we are moved to ask like the people of old, what shall we do? To change the face of this state, to change the face of our country. But in paying attention to Obiefuna's contemplative spirituality, I came to appreciate more that Nandum as a priest, Nduani as a priest, but more of presence. There is this presence in the Father and where amongst the people. I remember, for example, when I was studying in Belgium, from which I'm a psychologist, I'm a psychotherapist, all of them Naga institutions have been working to heal your own woundedness and brokenness. But I know too well that in my experience with the students in the American College, FMB, for the 6 years of my studies, they always testify to something very powerful about their encounter with a priest. Presence. All are able to be present. Man, presence in terms of a lump of flesh. It is a presence that you carry on from your own encounter with the Lord. It is the Lord that makes this presence real in you. If Father who do grace on exude amongst God's people. It is Christ's action in us. And that is something we need to appreciate about discipleship. A second element about discipleship is transparency. You know, since in a global sex abuse crisis, and then a lot of juridical, canonical, ecclesiastical interpretation, which is fine. But one of the things from Obiefuna's contemplative spirituality, discipleship was about transparency before the Lord. Sitting when can and that's why your vulnerability to have a gift, you need to have a great disciple. And the gift. If only we could consciously say to the Lord, this is me in my brokenness. And when I made an intervention at the last seminar on sex abuse crisis, I talked about before and the Lord says to you, yes, I'm an mountain. Where I cannot give you and connect it to a broken world. You cannot connect to a broken world if you have only a sense of your powerfulness. You cannot minister to the world only from the place of privilege. You can only minister and connect to the world more who need to celebrate your vulnerability. And that's what makes us disciples. Like wounded healers. When all these cracks, when we people Francis people allow that to see, this recent encyclical of fraternity. I say, going away keep Only when enough crack can the light and help of God work by any means. And that is the experience of Obiefuna's contemplative spirituality. My ability to always stay before the Lord with every experience and accounting for them before Him. Nothing is left out. And the way of being or trying to do with your vulnerability, God is saying, psychologist. Even the Lord refers you to a psychologist. Even the Lord refers you to a confessor. Because everything has been left there before Him. And if you consider all that vulnerability to every evil age, one of the things that connects us with people more deeply to our own experience and sense of vulnerability. Obiefuna's contemplative spirituality, discipleship to a life of being and a life of transparency. The second implication from the spirituality book, silence in our liturgical worship. Obiefuna applied his contemplative spirituality also to the liturgy of the church. Good liturgy, according to him, in that his pastoral letter, Sundays and weekly Easter, is an encounter with Christ and his people in contemplating the reality in which one is participating and the realities of those who are participating. Hence, his Christological spirituality of staying in his real presence is different from the noisy frenzy it has been turned to in the Nigerian liturgical context. Many of our liturgies have become a space where many things happen, with lots of ceremonial, cluttered talk, activities of all kinds. There is little or no space for silence. And in reflecting on Obiefuna's Christology and his contemplative spirituality, we need to discover again the role of silence in a play, na liturgy. And I think of 3 moments na liturgy making it to practice this contemplative spirituality. One, each of you have to take a bit of moment. Have your own private intentions. That could be a moment of silence. Also, after Okuchuku could also be a moment of silence in our liturgical worship. Even if our daughter diocese that I tend to appreciate too. After Nigeria in distress and the prayer to St. Joseph, after Ele Bueno, God Awanata Siodili and went to Mayo. So if we can think about that, I'm like liturgy in that regard. Can reduce that to where Awanata Siodili. Can you want to know why you look at you